Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Instrumental break. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Morning. The fish.
Well, where are we? Here we are. Hi there, guys. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? I'm half asleep. Look at my eyes.
Good morning. How's everybody? Uh-oh.
Let's see. Got a few of them in here already.
Talking about the little sheets of dried seaweed. It's a wonderful fish food.
Well, we sure aren't eating it.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah. I eat it just because it's good for me, but
I have a friend who raises fish, and whenever I go over there, we munch on whatever he's feeding his fish, which sometimes is pretty nice.
That's like the veterinarians I used to work for. They said if they ever was reincarnated, they hoped they came back as one of my animals because
Really?
they ate and got more care than I did. I don't see the chat.
My eyes are blurry. I can barely read here.
Look, after yesterday sneezing and carrying on, my eyes swelled up. They were bad. I had to take Benadryl finally. Let's see. I don't see anybody chatting. Has my chat quit? Hold on.
Don't know. Arcus,
Okay.
good morning. Arcus. Here's Cassie B.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to you.
Let me say some good mornings.
How do I do this? Like that. There we go.
How do you turn the volume off your keyboard? I somehow enabled it.
I think you're okay. You're not back feeding.
You can't hear like when I type though? Like, you hear that?
No.
Okay, because it's clicking and I don't know how to turn it off.
Your volume is really high though. What else? Peppling Creek. Hello, Peppling Creek. Dank Tanks. Aquatic Conquest. T-Bone, Laura Venker, Arcus. Peppling Creek. Did I say Peppling Creek? Who else? Here, Fishy. Hello, here, Fishy. Alexander Lee. Craig Broderick. I saw Lee is here earlier, lurking, I dare say. Bill Witt. Good morning, Bill Witt. T-Bone. Is it T-Bone feeding rice to his fish? What is that? Or feeding rice fish to his fish? I don't know.
I don't know. I'll have to look for that one.
I don't know. The conversation started over rice fish.
48 said his platy leapt 8 feet from its tank.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
And performed an
I know that feeling.
heroic leap.
There's a dog outside. Stop barking.
Sounds like. Rude
David
Britannia.
Samsel.
Hello, hello. Aquatic Conquest. I already make most of my own food, although I do it using fish food. I just put it in the NutriBullet with greens. Yeah, that works. That's good.
Yep. That's what got me asking about the seaweed I had, or the
Yeah, the sheets of what is that stuff called?
It's for like sushi rolls or something.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
yep.
Yeah, it's kind of salty. It's good to eat.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Probably
good for you.
Oh yeah, very good for you. But it's so fishy tasting. I have a hard time eating it. But I put it on my salads and stuff. But it's good for you. But I thought, man, I've got the perfect thing to add to my fish food. Then my daughter won't make me eat so much of it. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I feed it to saltwater stuff all the time. Just
Yeah.
throw a sheet in. I don't know about feeding rice. Rice seems a little odd to me somehow. I don't quite know why. Well, because it's a grain, I guess. And I kind of generally oppose feeding any kind of grain to fish for my own personal biases.
Oh.
There are some grains that fish cannot digest, like corn, for example. They cannot digest corn, and if you look at some of the big name brands, they use cornmeal, so that produces a particularly how shall I call it, a nasty waste. I guess I'll say it in the most negative terms. It produces a waste that has the ability to foul water. And it's curious because companies that use it make the claim that their food will not foul the water, if you dump too much in, and that's true because it takes so long for corn to break down. But having said that, once the fish eat it and are unable to digest the corn, they poop it out, and it becomes um, it is instantly, it's like instant ammonia. It fouls the water very quickly and very easily. So it ain't a great food. I'm kind of in general opposed to feeding grain to fish. I don't think it's a natural food for them. I mean, I guess there are some seeds that fall in water, and I've seen my fish eat like bird seed when it falls.
Yeah.
But they frankly don't eat a lot of it. You know, they poke away at it, and more often than not, it breaks down, and I see fungus all over it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, it was it was Alan Tooth yesterday. I missed his question about the water lilies we were just speaking about. I was reading over the comments again.
Well, that and somebody else, I think,
There was one about
wanted to come
pea
on later.
puffers. Yeah, and then there was one about general care tips for pea puffers. And I didn't go back and look at who it was from. They were going to get a 10-gallon tank and a couple of pea puffers off of Facebook, and was wanting to know if we had any beginner's tips for them. T-Bone says,
what kind of medication to use? I don't get that.
I think they were just wondering, just in general, like somebody had made the comment about feeding them some snails, like general care tips, how to take care of them. It was a new, I guess they were getting puffer fish and didn't know how to take care of them. Yeah, pea puffers.
They really like fancy guppies.
They like to eat them?
They're such easy prey.
Mm.
They chew up their tails. They're nippers, and they will nip at everything. I keep them in with like little tiny darting fish, and they seem to survive. But any fish like an angel or even a guppy that's going to be more or less stationary, you don't want to put puffers in with them because they will emasculate them. They will just chew them up. But snails are good. I like to crush the snails, but they get a little bigger and they can do that themselves. They love worm, like black worm, red worm. If they're a little bigger, you can feed them red wiggler or any kind of like earthworm. They love worms. I think that's a natural food. They really do not have to have chitin as food. You can feed shrimp. They like shrimp. Any kind of meaty food. They're all over meaty foods. Little pieces of fish. As I said, super fancy guppies. They're good. They're good with.
I guess it would be hard to feed them clams if they're too small.
Well, you'd have to crush the clam, I guess.
Or oyster shells.
Open it, yeah. But they'll eat it. I mean, that's a great food. You're gonna have to shuck the oyster for them. They're not gonna be able to break through an oyster. That is the nature of an oyster, after all, to be protected from the predation of such critters as those.
Apparently, there's puffer fish out in this river by me. The lady, the girl I talked to at the local fish store, she goes collecting in it and keeps a brackish water tank, and she found a puffer fish and put it in there.
Yeah, there are a lot of Florida puffers. They will go upriver. The spiny box puffer is real common, and there's another one called what's it called? A smooth puffer, a sharp-nosed puffer. There are those three, and I've caught all three of them. I've never caught any little tiny. I mean, I've caught babies, but I've never caught any micro species. things that just don't get big. All of these puffers get pretty big. Oh, there's another one. What is it? The cow puffer. So another one. They get kind of big, and they've got horns on them. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4. There probably are more. The one that's most popular is the spiny box. You can get them little tiny, like out in the creek. You can get them an inch long, and they're really cute. And they have little tiny spines on them. They puff up when you freak them out. And they die if you do it enough.
Misfit was asking about black belt cichlids.
So,
yeah,
one of my favorite Central Americans.
Okay. Oh wait, did we answer? Did I interrupt you and we forgot about Alan Two's question about the lilies?
We didn't deal with
that. We didn't get to lilies.
Yeah. Shall we do lilies?
Do lilies first and then do black belt cichlids.
I think he wanted to know what color they should be.
Yes.
What color? Whatever color they choose to be. I mean, they do have a myriad of colors. I've had a lot of them, and what I like about them is they grow really well in my tanks. They just get huge. I have one of my customers who's kind of a plant aficionado. I've got a couple of these guys. They don't buy plants from me anymore because they're way beyond the stuff I get. But they have bloomed them. They've raised them in tanks where they bloomed. I've never had one bloom. I've had Aponogetans bloom, but that's different. That's a stalk with many tiny little flowers on it. The lily, when it blooms, it's a lily flower. It's a very, very pretty little tiny flower. And the lily actually gets quite big. It's really not so much get 4 or 6 inches, and they change. You can get different colors. You get red, anything between red and green. The stop and go. Let's just call it the stop and go plant. It one of the things I like about it is if you keep clipping the runners on it that are leaves going to the top, it'll become quite bushy at the base, and it's really very pretty. The leaves are quite different. The leaves are more kind of filamenty. They're thinner. They're more delicate. They're kind of rippled almost. They're bright green typically. It makes a really beautiful plant, and you can keep it that way by simply cutting off the leaves that are growing to the top. It doesn't hurt the fish; it just forces more of that base growth. The other thing about them is when the bulb is not like an Aponogeton. It doesn't have a heart with a stem on it. It's more like a tuber, although it's not a tuber. I don't know what that's called. It's like a potato. But how a potato gets eyes on it, and each eye becomes a plant. Well, that's the way these guys are. They develop more than one plant on the bulb. And as that plant grows up, it sends out its own root system and is then connected by a single umbilical, which, when severed, doesn't disturb the life of the plant at all. In fact, it can then even begin to develop its own bulb, and will do so. I've had it happen. I've never had them in the tank long enough to watch the bulb get big, but I've seen little tiny bulbs growing on plants that have become disconnected from the mother bulb. So they're really a fascinating plant. They do quite well. They don't seem to be a plant that many fish or snails predate on. Um, I don't know about conditions. Mine grow in hard alkaline water. I don't know that they grow in soft acid water. My guess is they do because they're native to forest rain ponds or rain pools, which explains their life cycle, where they return to essentially a desiccated state, where they dry out for a certain period of time, and then when the rain comes, they spring up again. Any plant that does that is from an area that dries out seasonally. So that would and any body of water that dries out seasonally is going to tend to be soft and acidic. It's going to tend not to be hard and alkaline. So there's all that. What's next? I don't want to talk about that anymore.
I remember. I don't think we went over GH and KH yesterday. I remember that being a question.
Yeah, it was, and I remember that. And I remember we didn't do it. Right.
Yeah, I think that was near the end of the stream.
Good catch, Casper. Good catch. GH and KH. How can I say that? This is kind of interesting. Not all GH is KH, but all KH is GH. However, GH may well exist in the absence of KH. As well, KH may exist in the absence of GH. So having said all that, what are they? Well, it's really very simple. GH stands for general hardness. It's the parts per million of dissolved minerals in your water, and it's measured in just that way. And there are gauges that measure parts per million, so that would include the KH, since that's a part. It's not a non-part; it is a part. KH, on the other hand, is a specific kind of hardness, and the specific kind is carbonates. What are carbonates, you ask? Carbonates are the little minerals that hold the pH stable. Where do you find KH? You find it on your kitchen shelf. You may find it in your refrigerator. You find it in the little cardboard boxes of baking soda. It is baking soda. Sodium biphosphate. Is that right? Sodium biphosphate. You can buy it.
Oh, you have to make me look that up now.
You can buy it in 25-pound bags for about $10. It's pretty cheap stuff. It's used in swimming pools to balance the pH. It's used in cooking for the same purpose. It is
Did you say sodium biphosphate?
So, yeah, what is sodium? Well, yeah.
Bicarbonate, you mean?
Bicarbonate, right.
I just wanted to check before I said anything.
Sodium bicarbonate, right. Bicarb of soda. Also used to overcome acid stomach or acid reflux. It has a myriad, shall I say, a myriad of functions and uses and applications. You can probably put it on mosquito bites, Lord knows. I don't know that it would do anything, but yes.
Alex is saying you could use Epsom salt as well.
As a pH buffer?
I guess, instead of the baking soda.
Yeah, it's a different set of chemicals.
Yeah. It's salt.
Does baking salt have carbonates in it? I mean, does Epsom salts have carbonates in it? Is my question.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom here. Alex, you may have to come up here and explain yourself. Explain yourself, young man. Explain yourself.
Explain it.
Magnesium. It's magnesium sulfate, so it has. I guess it's got the magnesium part.
Right.
Of the carbonate. I know when you do the test, like you have to do another test to know which, mineral you have in your water, because it's not going to tell you which one it has when you do the GH test.
Right, of course. Yeah, GH is not specified.
Rose just came in. Excuse me. Ro made it this morning. Ro.
Yes, she was in the hospital last I saw.
Oh,
she had to go from work. What was it? Saturday, I think. She had to go to. Her arm got numb. Her hand.
Oh my goodness.
So she was in there getting checked out. So, are you okay?
I think you said it was her right arm.
Yeah, that's my left. That one. Okay.
It was like waking her up at night.
I believe it was her right arm. Yeah.
AG Aquatics, good morning.
Lee's going on and on about rice.
I know, I saw that.
Something about a chessboard.
He says, we'll eat brown rice. Much nicer than white. Got a nutty taste and texture.
It does.
Well, now.
I like wild rice.
Nutty is the right word. That's a good choice of word.
I guess I prefer wild rice. It's good. It's better than white or brown.
Yes, I agree.
And then my second choice would be white rice.
Rice is nice, but butter's better.
My daughter has the jasmine rice, whatever that is.
Yeah. I think it's just a longer grain.
Here
they
we are
use it a lot. They use that in basmati a lot in Indian food.
Oh, yeah.
Basmati rice, yeah.
We had a nice Indian restaurant we used to go to when I lived in Orlando. I think it closed down.
Lee eats white pilau rice with a curry. For example, a duplaza or vindaloo. However, my, I can't read, favorite is there's the word. Got me on that one. Ziakuti. The Ziakuti. Don't know that one. We have an Indian restaurant here that does duplaza and vindaloo, and it's really quite nice. I like it.
I always pronounce it vindaloo.
Vindaloo.
Did I miss it, or did y'all see?
Came on and said that she thinks it's her neck causing problems in her arm and giving her chest pain. I do remember her saying she was going to quit smoking, though. I wonder if she has.
That probably would help. What have we got here? Betsy's coming in with a cage. Let's see what she's got.
One from the infirmary.
Oh, this is the little girl that
fell in the water.
Yes, and two from the store.
And two babies. Oh my goodness.
From the store.
Look at that, from the store, straight from the store.
Yep.
And here's the store.
Yeah.
Hi, Betsy.
Very nice.
Good morning.
Hello.
Oh, sweet Betsy.
Yes, she is. She is wonderful. Rose says she's doing much better now. That's
good.
I'm so glad. I got up a second ago to tend to grandkids. Did y'all see Alexander Lee's at 8:24? He said.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, but I was waiting for you.
He was just because he was needing to raise his pH for his brine shrimp, and someone told me I could use Epsom salt or baking soda to raise it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. I was wondering if my friend Mark Carnett was here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking to see if Mark Carnett was here. I think he keeps black belt cichlids too. I was about to say cigarettes.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't want to bring it up. Now you've got it on your mind.
Yep.
We got a 12-inch male flower horn in. Well, like who's doing really, really well. He's not colorful at all, but he has a big nuchal hump, a real mountain of a hump on him. The female is stunning. She's very, very colorful. And she's about half his size. She's about 6 inches. They came to us because they won't quit breeding. And I guess they figured I could probably stop them. But I'm not of a mind to. So they're in the 500. We pulled all the Oscars out, so they wouldn't have that competition.
Mary's replying about jasmine rice. What are you saying, Mary?
That was to Aquatic Conquest.
Aquatic Conquest. There's been a lot of spelling errors today. I don't think he normally has that many spelling errors because he said it's beater. I think he meant bigger.
Yeah.
David Samsell. Hello, David. I'm not familiar with David's name. Is David been around?
Just for the past couple times I've seen David in here.
Oh, all right. Well, welcome back, David. Nice to have you here.
I never know because people change their names. I don't know if they're regulars.
Yeah, I know.
And sometimes they are the regulars.
Yeah.
Chevy Fish. Hello, Chevy Fish.
Raven Thomas has been coming in.
You ever get together with Aquatic Conquest to talk about rules for the contest? I really felt like you two should get together on that.
I think David makes a good point that Epsom salt will raise the KH, but not the pH, and that the baking soda will raise both.
Yeah.
Raise the KH, but not the GH. I don't think that's possible.
Not the pH. He says it won't affect
pH.
Raise
the GH, you mean?
Right.
Say again.
Because baking soda, I know people add baking soda when they want to change their pH.
Right. Right. So what is he saying about Epsom salts?
Just it'll raise the carbonates, but not affect the pH.
That doesn't make sense to me. Because carbonates are what hold the pH stable.
Right.
So it may not raise it, but whatever it is, it's going to hold it in place, I guess, if that's true.
Well, I think when you add the crushed coral, it's going to hold your pH steady.
It also raises it.
Right.
Dissolved carbonates. My understanding is that dissolved carbonates raise pH. I know they hold it steady, and that's the real function, is to hold it steady. So you put a base in to get it up. So are we saying the Epsom salts is or is not a base? If it's carbonate,
I don't know. I feel like you use that for medicine, and you wouldn't. It's not something you would normally add to your tank, anyways. So it doesn't get very much.
I've been using it in my solution in my soil mixture.
Yeah,
because it adds some trace elements.
Right.
We need
magnesium. I'm sure it adds magnesium.
Right. Million and such. We need Stephen.
The video you did on your soil, it was so windy that it was hard to hear what you were saying on that video. You need to redo that one.
Oh, that's the old one, probably the original.
Yeah, you've got another one since then.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I probably didn't look at it because I just went ahead and added potting mix after that.
Yeah.
By the way, I really liked your dirted bell jar.
Yeah, I've had that video. That was my first video, so I've got a lot in the on my laptop just waiting to be made. So I did that back in June.
Did you just put that video out?
Yeah, yeah.
I
made it in June.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's good work.
It's sitting in the window seat now being ignored because the cyanobacteria took over. So
oh well.
It did not like the water, like doing a big water change. That it didn't like that at all. That's when the cyano really took hold.
Yeah. Huh.
But I think the floating plants in there, like the cyano really liked the floating plants, and I don't know if the floating plants brought them in. Also, the moss I had in there, I mentioned in the video that I jammed it in the pockets of the rocks. I think maybe that killed some of the. I guess it's not moss. That was the marimo ball. So I think that might have raised the phosphates, and then the cyano took hold.
Yeah, try some more other kinds of plants in there.
It was just hard because it was such a small jar, and I put the lava rock in there.
Well, they're big pieces of lava rock too. They take up half of the volume.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
What else? It's gonna get remade.
Rare mosses, Jane wants to know. I don't do rare mosses. I have a lot of trouble with mosses. The mosses, a lot of the newer mosses are coming out of Borneo. So they're mosses that are growing in extremely soft acid water, which I have a very hard time with. I do have an RO section, but even that, I don't get down much below about 6.5, and they really want pH down around 5 or even lower. I've tried some of the licorice fish, the gouramis from Borneo, which are just amazing fish, gorgeous, beautiful little fish. Hard as blazes to keep. They're only wild caught. Nobody's breeding them. They're all FOs. Like the little, it's a flat one. What's it called? Nolly, the chocolate gourami, which is a beautiful little fish. I've kept them for about 6 months. I did spawn them once. They spawn, I think, as I figured it out, they're combination bubble spawner and mouth brooder somehow. I think they may carry the babies in their mouth and put the eggs in essentially a bubble nest. But really sweet little fish. They don't get more than an inch long. And there are others as well. There are a lot of other species of so-called licorice gouramis that are really pretty, tiny, hard as blazes to keep. I don't know anyone anywhere who's keeping them and breeding them successfully. Andres won't do it, and he's the master of low pH. I mean, if anybody could do it, he could do it. I think the problem is they're really not marketable because of the difficulty of keeping them. Now, I've been looking on the list, and they're probably not going to begin showing up for another year or so. We're still trying to get all the basics coming back in, and that's being slow. Rare mothballs.
Abolish Farms said LRB dropped a pro tip from all soft lighting. They'll grow slow and not great under normal lighting. I tossed a ton of floating cutting over mine. After that, I see growth every day now.
You
Pillows.
must be way up there. I don't see that.
That was it. Yeah. That's
Really?
8:36. What time is it?
8:37.
Oh, no. Hold
Whose phone is that?
Mine.
Cynthia's so lazy. Can't be bothered to bail. God, my eyes. They're so bad I can't even. What do we do? He's still in the rice here.
I don't know. He's been making some comments about somebody's wife. Going.
Cynthia. Oh, Cynthia's their little girl from the Philippines. If there's anybody who knows how to cook rice, I'm sure it's Cynthia.
Real life here. Sorry. Oh my gosh, they're still going on about rice.
Well, I guess I just shamed Aquatic Conquest.
Uh-oh.
He said, all right. He says, okay, I'll make it my business to put everything else I'm currently doing on hold and get to the nitty gritty or the details regarding rules and regulations.
Thank you, Aquatic Conquest.
All righty then. Oh dear.
I'm confused.
No pressure, Aquatic Conquest. No pressure at all.
Right.
We can drag this out for 6 months. It doesn't. It's fine. Nobody is chomping at the bit. I don't think. I don't know. What do I know? You're doing it. I'm not. Dude, I will shut up. There it is. One more time. Every time I open my mouth, my foot goes in it. Every time. It's
That's
amazing.
how I feel.
Same here.
Just make us small and we'll stop talking.
Yeah, you're supposed to shrink us. This is the Father Fish Show. Shrink us.
Yes, put us to the side.
There we go.
Okay, Cynthia Ponce has a question.
Cynthia.
Let's see. She says, Father Fish, let's go back to my question. Should I feed?
Lee says he wanted one of those chocolate frogs from Harry Potter. He didn't know they came in fish too.
Let's see. Cynthia was 8:39. I can't see.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Now let me see where we're at.
I fish less nowadays.
Oh, I saw that.
Friends don't feed them less since it's colder.
Okay.
I don't know. Are your tanks colder, Cynthia? Is the water colder? And do you have deep sand bed? You do. And do you have lots of plants? And is your tank outdoors even? And do you have fish that eat microscopically, like algae and the like?
I think she showed one of her tanks. I don't know if she has more than the one she showed us.
Yeah, I remember.
Because it was like she just set one up and added plants to it.
Yeah. On the Facebook page she did. She posted it.
I don't know if she's asking about that one.
Let's do a rule of thumb about feeding. I'm constantly taken back to Lee's experience, where he stopped feeding his fish for a period of nearly 6 months. He fed his frogs by hand, but his fish he didn't feed at all. Lots of plants, lots of microscopic life, and they thrived based on the premise that a balanced tank will produce food naturally for small fish in the tank. So the principle then is to feed sparingly, feed less, and keep a really good eye on the fish to see if they are continuing to thrive, and then feed at a diminishing level until they cease to be thriving. In other words, until they kind of look like they're becoming skinny or whatever, then you can pick it back up again. But typically, if you do that, they're gonna begin finding other sources of food in the tank and will continue to thrive. A balanced tank does produce food for its inhabitants. That's what makes it balanced. It creates food for the little fish. Now, it's not going to create a little bowl or a little tank. It's not going to create food for a big fish because it requires a larger volume of water and a bigger ecosphere to do that. But for tiny fish, microscopic life and algae are an perfectly adequate food for very small fish, and your tank does produce those naturally. So, kind of keep have an eye for that. For the ability of the tank to sustain the ability of the balanced aquarium to sustain its inhabitants with less and less intrusion on your part.
Lee says if you don't feed your fish and they still poop, they are eating. I spent weeks on poop watch.
That's true, he did. I remember that.
I sit there looking for poop too, and I don't see poop. Well, I think they poop when I'm not looking.
You're looking. You've got two little kids who's poop.
I'll see it on the ground, but I don't see it like them pooping.
Yeah, I got enough diaper patrol here.
Yeah,
can't watch fish.
Right. Lee can dedicate all of his waking hours to.
Well, I know the feeling though, waiting for your fish to poop.
Yes, Cynthia makes the point that her tank is just 30 to 40 days old, so she doesn't know if it's already producing food in the microscopic ways.
And just the one. So I wonder is she in the Philippines?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I wonder if she's just worried about like her house temperature dropping and the tank getting colder.
It does get cold in the Philippines too.
Well, she is talking about that. That's right.
Yeah.
So, I think if you add a heater though, I don't know if she will, but I don't think you'll have to worry about it if you add the heater to your tank.
Yeah, if it's not going to get down below 70, you don't really need to worry about it. But in principle, because fish are cold-blooded animals, when the temperature drops, the body temperature of the fish drops, which means its metabolism slows down. There are some animals like reptiles that cannot digest their food if the temperature is below 80 degrees.
Right.
And they will get sick and die. I mean, they'll vomit out food they can't digest because they're too cold. So
goldfish too. I know when goldfish are outside and it gets cold, you don't feed your goldfish because they can't digest that food.
Right. David Samsel, thank you very much for your super sticker. Do very much appreciate it.
Lee says the water is hard in the UK. I don't think it is in every part of the UK because MD said he had soft water.
Yeah.
And that's why his plants thrive or something.
Probably a groundwater then.
Hey, Frank came in at 8:41. He said, "Good morning, Father Fish and fishy friends. This morning I caught a true two-toed and Aphemia. I'm not saying it right. Amphima.
He's convinced he's catching Amphima.
Have you seen it yet?
No, he's not here yet. Where is he?
He's on 8:41 timestamp.
Way up.
And at 8:39, see while you're looking for that.
Way back there.
Yeah.
You're digging. Cynthia just said she's more worried about her tank in the summer when the temperatures go high?
I would be more worried about it getting cold. The fish can tolerate temperatures well over 90 degrees. It's not going to be an issue.
So she's in Celsius.
30 Celsius. What's 30 Celsius? 70. About
51. She says it gets up to 51 degrees Celsius, which is 123 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
That's really high.
The water is not going to get that high, though.
123? That's higher than I thought temperatures could get.
That's too hot for human survival.
Unless you're in a desert. I don't know.
Really?
Maybe she meant 100?
I don't know.
105?
Ali Shah.
340.
Ali Shah is saying Lawrence Kent keeps several species of licorice. He works for the Gates Foundation, helping with agricultural issues. Have to look that up.
Mm-hmm.
I keep them or have kept them. I've never been able to keep them long term, though.
Oh, Aquatic Conquest says his water is 7.6 pH, so slightly hard. But I think it can be 7.6, and can it be soft? I mean, does that mean it's hard? Because they don't necessarily track.
Right.
You have to know your hardness.
4 legs. Well, if it's 4 legs, it is an amphibia. So good job, Frank. We'll look forward to seeing that one. What time is it?
It is 8:49.
8:49.
Millions and Sons had asked. They said they've got some serious plant growth with some stem plants in a 37-gallon, over 2 feet. Should I float the cuttings until I see the root growth, or just plop them into the sand?
Either way, it doesn't matter. Doesn't make a bit of difference. I need to take
unless you're lazy. That's
Girls,
what I do.
Carry on. I need to take a momentary break.
Okay. You're fine. Okay. Yeah, he said he'd have to sneak off for a minute.
Right.
You're fine. All right. There. He said he's going to have an emergency break there. Let's see.
Was he? Roots probably will grow better if you stick them down into your substrate. Because from what I've seen when I leave cuttings, they don't necessarily, I don't see roots like even a week later. So, but if I stick them down in there and try to pull them out, there's usually roots already growing.
Yeah.
And I have floaters because I've tried to stick them down and then they floated back up. And then I'm like too lazy to put it back in there because I'm like, yeah, I have to go wash my hands again.
Uh-huh.
So I just leave it in there till like the next water change.
Yeah. I just float mine. There's plants floating everywhere. And then I've got some stuck back down. Oh, all my plants are burned up where the water levels dropped down in my tank so far.
When I was removing my wild anacarus, I cut the healthy pieces and left those floating because I didn't want to remove any potential beneficial bacteria that was still on them while I put the new plants in and let those, kind of get used to being there for a week or so. So I left the plants in there floating. I didn't want to disturb too much and take too much out.
Yeah. Let's see. Robert Fonseca. I can never say people's names right, but
I leave that to you.
Yeah. Good morning, Father Fish and all. Oh, wow. That was supposed to be for Father Fish. I'll wait till he comes back. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he tells me.
Lee says put loads of toilet paper on your floaters and then flush. But he says they'll go down. That'll clog your toilet.
Lee, leave it up to you. Did you see this tank up here, Lee? That little thing right there, that's one of those critter keepers. It's my hospital tank. I watched his video this morning.
The one on the left with the blue lid looks like a critter keeper.
That's a little dinky, one of those little tiny betta things that my fish that I got in Virginia or in Kentucky came home in until it gets into a new tank.
Yeah.
But that one is a critter keeper, and it's just got an LED light on it. I'm trying to do this backwards. But it has plants, and it's dirted. It's got the dirted bottom and the sand cap. And it's been set up there for a while. And then I try to grow out plants in it too, which I think they all fizzled out while I was gone. Those were all my red plants from Dustin's. I can't save them. They're not going back.
Darn. Well, you might be able to. Maybe it just needs higher lighting. Or just give it time.
They're still trying. But, oh, goodness. I mean, it's been a mess. My ammonia levels have finally come down. Yay.
I'm lazy. I was checking my ammonia levels and then I got tired of checking it.
Yeah.
I just do my water change and I've stopped checking. But I probably should check again. I think you should check at least once a month just to be safe.
Abolish Tanks is on it today. They've already called the puffer police. Now they're calling the tank police on my little critter keeper. Oh.
How big did you say it was?
It's only about like a 3. I don't know. It's like a 3 or 5 gallon. It's not very big, but it.
Did you order it online?
I got it at one of the local big box co's or whatever. It was for a friend of mine. She bought a snake and had it in there, a little baby snake, and she left it. And I needed an emergency place to stick some fish, so there it is.
I just use buckets.
I've got fancy aquariums. Look, my tub and that. But I will. Somebody just asked if I did a video tour of my room. I started one before I left, and it was a wreck, and it was kind of a joke just to get everybody to see what I was working with in here. But I was in the process when we had all that happen, so I'm getting back to it.
He says Mary's ammonia levels are down. How about the tank water?
Yeah, this is my test. This is
tank
me.
Water can be low, but you don't want your ammonia levels high.
No, 5 weeks of no maintenance with no water changes, and
that's pretty amazing.
I lost my 2. I had 2 really pretty platinum blue guppies, or albino platinum with the blue sheen to their tails. I lost the 2 males, and this tank right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see.
No, because you can move over a little. The other way.
That way. That one, the betta's MIA. So she's jumped out or absorbed into the substrate or the snail starter. Yeah, it's gone. And it was the female that went to my guy in here.
Oh.
The one with the big tumor on his head. I got to get him out and lance it. I'm not looking forward to it.
I think female betas are easier to care for than the males.
Yeah, I like all my girls.
I like the boy, but
these are going back into the sorority when I get it growing again. There's not enough plant cover right now for them to get along real well. They need a little more growing on.
Well, I don't think they get along in smaller things. I've found that out the hard way.
Right. Yeah, you got to have plenty of room for them.
It's like I better do a little more research on this before I put 2 female betas together.
World Dunlap says that he's got a Brita water filter container that he made into his hospital tank, or hers. Good job. Let's see. Are you okay now, Father Fish?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
There's Lawrence Kent, who's an MD. Another one who is an attorney, and there's an obituary. So I don't know what to look at first.
Oh my goodness.
Let's do fish keeping. See if that helps.
Let's see. You're talking about those chest strips.
Your fishy says you're seeing it too.
Yep.
Chest strips.
That's right.
I don't know if I should talk or let you talk.
You just go ahead. Y'all can interrupt me anytime.
Test strips are expensive. I've tried cutting them in half, but then like it
It's
doesn't always
hard.
go down the middle.
You have one strip about this thin and the other one's all crooked. But as long as I got the little pads on it, it'll still test. Oh my gosh, let me fix this thing.
I think it was Manish who recommended. I've heard this, but I don't do it because when you use the liquid test kit, instead of filling it up to 5 milliliters, he said like you could fill it up to 1.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And
but there's no 1 millimeter mark on there, so I don't do that.
And it was somebody else. I think it might have been Chewy or somebody did a video about it, about filling it halfway up and then using, instead of 8 drops, you put 4 drops and 4 drops of the solution. Sense. Yeah. Split it all in half.
I think he said 1 drop if you fill it up to 1, but then that's not exactly.
Here's another tip. This was a pond kit, and it was like $7 cheaper for the pond kit instead of the aquarium kit.
Weird. It looks the same.
It's the same exact.
It looks the same. My problem is one of my droppers like goes out really fast.
Oh yeah. Okay, Father Fish, what's happening?
Just looking at Google, or actually, DuckDuckGo, on Lawrence Kent, who is he has a CARES fish preservation program.
Okay.
Really interesting guy. It says he works for a charitable foundation supporting projects fighting hunger and poverty in the developing world, based in Seattle, but travels frequently to Africa and Asia. Takes advantage of his travels to look for interesting tropical fish in places like Cambodia, Colombia, Uganda, and the Far East, I guess.
Okay.
Lives in Seattle. Alex, wonder if Alex knows him.
I bet she does.
Or any of the other guys up there in Seattle. Lucas, not Lucas, Jason. Jason may know him too. Lawrence Kent.
Oh, okay.
Well known in the hobby, I guess. I'm not familiar with him. I don't get around much. Never actually have gotten around much. Where are we?
AC says his rainwater is below what pH can show him. I think rainwater would just be 7, right?
Well, it could become acidic because it has no carbonates. If it's sitting there with any kind of biological activity, the pH could drop precipitously. So it could get down. It's not likely to get down below 5.
But if it's just in a rain bucket, it's going to probably just be 7 sitting out there, right?
Only if it's just rained.
Yeah.
And only if there's no acid rain. Acid rain would be more like 6.5.
Okay. I have the opposite problem. Like I can't read it above 7.6.
All right.
You got to go get the higher pH test.
Get above that, right? The saltwater test kit. If you add, that's the issue with rainwater. If you use rainwater in your fish tank, and rainwater does not have carbonates. Remember, we've been talking about carbonates. Mm-hmm. Carbonates maintain a stable pH. Rainwater does not have carbonates. Biological activity drives pH down. So if you have fish, plants, microscopic life, whatever, in rainwater, the pH is going to go on a downward slide. And it will eventually bottom out at like 5.5 or so, which could be acidic enough to kill your fish. typically your fish are going to be used to it. You won't really notice the difference until you try to add new fish, and they will spin like a top and die because they can't tolerate that. Frank's mom is on the phone. What in the world? Father Fish? No, he's out collecting. I think he's on his way. We were just talking to him.
Mary, do you see David's question?
Yeah, hold on. I think I do.
Are you queuing it up? Oh, you're on mute.
Yes, at 8:57.
Yeah, it's right above the pH.
All right.
Then T-Bone says, it looks like he's asking here, fishies, are test strips any good? So is that just a question he wants answered?
I don't know. I haven't looked back at it yet.
At 8:58.
Oh, okay.
But he's like addressing here, fishy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
does he want that answered, do you think?
Now.
Should we answer it?
Yeah, go ahead and answer it.
Test strips are good as long as they're not expired.
Yeah, good answer.
Oh, all right.
Because sometimes they could be sitting on a shelf a long time, so you want to make sure they're not expired.
Right.
Go ahead.
That was a good answer.
But I usually do both. I do test strips.
7.
And then if I'm questioning the test strip, I'll do the liquid.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, like this was the first time I ever used that because I do water changes, religiously. And I've never had to worry too much. I've used a couple of bottles of the test strips. And after they kept reading the same, I just quit using them until I went on this trip. And then I was like, I wonder how bad this is. And it was rough.
And they're hard to read. Often, like the colors on there don't even match up with the color on the, what is it? The little bottle.
Yeah, the little. Oh my gosh, I cannot.
Mine will always turn like half green. It won't turn like a full square of green for like the alkalinity or something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I thought I had one sitting here. I don't know where. With the little knocking everything down. Oh, I'm sitting in a mess, y'all. If y'all even saw what was around me, I'm an avalanche waiting to happen. He's still on the phone, isn't he? Okay. All right.
My house is soon to become a mess because my husband's going to completely redo this office.
Oh, no.
It's going to be a mess.
Let's see. Abolished has a question.
I'm just trying not to worry about it.
I'm going to try to write these questions down, y'all. Let's see. Abolished ask.
And they get hard to find. I will just like sit there at the question and not scroll down.
Right. And then I'm like behind on all the other stuff. So let's see. Abolished. Well,
worthwhile. Are mystery snails worthwhile to breed for profit? I would think if you can breed them, and your store will buy them, or you can work out a deal with them.
There you go.
Check it out. Look into it.
Frank, if you're still there, excuse me, Frank, if you're still there, and you need to call me right away. You need
emergency.
To call me right away. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
psychedelic. Have a good day.
The deeper question is, can you make money on tropical fish?
Yeah.
And the answer is no. You cannot make
snails
money.
Are easier to ship.
They are. But I shipped snails and clams last week, along with fish, and none of them arrived. They all were DOA. Clams, shrimp, fish, the whole lot of them. Of course, it took five days to get there, but nevertheless. It's hard to raise enough. This is the problem with the farmer. He has to be able to raise a large enough crop so that when it gets 15, 20 cents for a fish, he's able to sell 10,000 of them and maybe make $1,500. It's like that. And then when you deduct the cost of raising those fish for 6 months, it comes pretty close to $1,500. So then you got to raise 20,000 of them and be able to sell them. And that's the hard part, is actually selling them. So yeah, Cassidy's right. If you can find somebody who's willing to buy what you're raising, it's not an unlimited market. These fish are in the hobby because they are extraordinarily prolific, to the point where millions more can be produced than are needed. So unless you're dealing with something that's pretty exclusive, rare, hard to get, whatever, if you're doing mollies and you're trying to make money doing mollies, I mean, I got friends who are trying to make money doing mollies on farms with ponds, and they scrape by. There are ways to do it, and there are a few people doing it on YouTube and doing it successfully, but there are as many who have been around for a while, been at it for a while, and really aren't making any money. So if your hobby is such that you want to turn it into an income, you're going to have a long road to hoe. A long road to hoe.
I know somebody, one of the YouTubers who does betta fish, started selling her mystery snails because she keeps them with the betta fish. And then I recently tried to go look up her channel to see like how she ships them and stuff. And then I noticed she'd stopped selling them. So I don't know why she stopped.
I know why.
That might be the reason, right? Sharpie's made a good point. He said, basically, as breeders, we want people that don't know what they're doing to keep buying new fish and replace the losses. Because that's
right.
like the big stores,
Your mother called.
Like it's disposable. Like you're going to lose them, so we're just going to go buy more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
So far, my fish are all, even this guy, this one with this tumor. I figured he would have been gone a long time ago. He looks terrible. Bless his heart.
Very good. All right. Okay. You bet.
Yeah,
well, that's the same with my goldfish. I mean, I've tried everything to try to fix his tail, and he just keeps on living.
Yeah.
Okay. Will someone take him from me, please?
Oh.
I never got my pond going, and I was trying to get him outside to a pond, and my husband would humor me about it, and we never got it going.
Yeah. Al Wetsock said, I took some mystery snails into the fish store to donate, and they said, oh, we hate snails.
Wrong store. Don't ever go back to that store.
Don't go to that store.
Any store that does not like mystery snails is not one you should be dealing with. Just like that.
That's one of the first things I bought was a mystery snail.
I had the nerites until I treated the tank for planaria and messed that all up.
But I like nerites.
Yep. I'll never do that again.
All right. Let's scoot to the bottom here. What time is it, by the way?
It's 9:11.
Oh, Chevy Fish was responding to me saying my dropper when I pulled the bottle.
You're breaking up Cassie.
So are you. She's Chevy Fish is she, right? She said that hold the dropper straight up and down, or if you hold it at an angle, they'll drip too fast.
Yep.
So I agree with that, but I do hold it up straight up and down, and just that one bottle drips faster than the other. Must be the holes a little bigger.
Yeah, drop is supposed to be a scientific measurement. Did you know that? Nicholas Grawl. Talking about mysteries. Who's this? Word Dunlap.
They've been here.
Dunlap.
Yep. They've been here for a while.
Have they? Hello,
Yes,
Word
sir.
Dunlap. And Psychedelic.
They're almost getting to the wrench party, but
oh, all right, getting. Yeah, all right.
oh, did we?
Carbs. What?
Oh, did we see that from Chevy Fish about Lawrence Kent? She was saying he spoke at her fish club webinar yesterday. Great to listen to. His excursions into dangerous territories. Thanks, Chevy Fish.
My. Oh, how cool is that? Is that on video? And can you post the link, please, Chevy? That would be great fun.
We didn't get Father Fish's. He's probably like me on the testing. What's the better test kit, the strips or the drops? What do you say? I think I would know, but we want to hear the official answer.
They don't want to hear from us.
Right. The drops
Water
are
change.
actually the drops are better than the electronic devices. The electronic devices are more accurate if they're properly calibrated. But very often they have to be recalibrated, and that's not always an easy or simple thing to do. So the safest is the old way.
Right.
We had a department at my old company that all they did was calibrate stuff. So it would have like a date on there and when it was due for calibration, and you had to send it in.
And Abolish said, Father Fish, how much does pH and all this testing really matter in an established planet? Oh, is it me?
I think it's Father Fish.
Okay. Because I can hear you.
I hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Father Fish is getting a little choppy.
I think it's your internet, Father Fish. Maybe.
Well, that could very well be.
You're kind of getting pixelated.
Come in and come back out.
But what Abolish...
Go out and come back in.
Yeah, if I do that, I have to.
You'll lose us.
I don't know how to do that without losing the entire stream.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've tried it before, and I can't. My image, my character here off, unless I shut down the stream. There is
That's weird that it seems to just degrade as the stream goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it. It kind of drops off a little bit for a second or two as well.
Yeah, I don't know what would cause that.
Yeah, I've not rebooted my router lately. I was told to do that routinely. What is Leave Studio? What does that do if you click on that?
Oh, well, I hit it. Like I just go out of it and it takes me out. And then when I come backstage, when you see me backstage or whatever, I don't know. Would it leave us up if you left?
I don't know. It might.
The stream up.
What time do we want to risk this?
It's 9:15.
Yeah.
Quarter after. We'll carry on.
Oh, but what it was Abolished had asked or said, how much does pHing and all this testing really matter in an established planted tank or a dirted deep sand bed like we're doing?
It matters, I would think, because you might be overfeeding.
If you've got it capped properly.
Yeah, but you're typically not in a deep in a balanced tank. If you're overfeeding, there really are not any chemical tests that are going to note that because that's a biological function. So it'll create foul water conditions, but foul water conditions might test out perfectly normal and still be foul. So, yeah, I think my sense is in a balanced tank, the only thing I've noticed that happens is that the GH can go sky high. I've had it test out at well over 500 in tanks that have been sitting for years.
Oh, that makes sense.
The plants are fine.
Yeah.
Everything is fine, but the hardness is through the roof. It does not seem to affect new fish, which is interesting.
Why would your hardness go up unless you were just continually adding like hard water?
Well, cover for evaporation. If you're covering for evaporation, that'll drive it up. And
Lee,
yeah, I do that.
Lee says he's hearing you loud and clear in England.
That's because he's already choppy over there. It sounds clear to him.
Good girl, Cass.
Every now and then I get one.
Nailed it. Abolish farms. That's what I'm thinking. Is the science just isn't there yet? Like we're running into people going off soil tests when they should be going on beneficial bacteria. Yeah, I think that's right. We really don't have an effective way to test the biology of our systems, short of doing Petri dishes. And I don't know that many people who are up to date on the varying colors of bacteria to be able to know what they're even looking at.
Yeah. Fin Nipper Puddle just came in and said, hello, or hey, all. Can you describe the benefits of using a lid tight cover with the father fish method? What if I don't use one?
Very good, Finniper. Yeah, I've noticed that if you have a good cover, number one, you don't get the evaporation, and that tends to maintain stability over a very long period of time. I've got a tank that it's gone through some changes recently that have nothing to do with itself, that have more to do with my intrusion into it. But for a period of years, I had a very tight lid on there, virtually no evaporation. I had to top off maybe twice a year tops. That tank was enormously stable. Kept fish in it, grew plants in it, did really well. I finally began abusing it by treating it as a mother tank and pulling plants out and shocked it to the point where now it's a mere shadow of its former self. Alex says, big hugs, fishy folks. Alex just had an adventure. He went out to Idaho.
Yes.
Is he coming on here trying to be covert because he changed his name?
Lord
he got tired of being recognized.
He's a star. Alex is a star.
I'll use my name and no one will know who I am.
That's me too. I was watching Alex this morning. I was watching.
Really?
Yep, I was watching some of his adventures.
Then, huh?
I wake up about 4:30 and kick back to sleep, but I slept all day yesterday. I'm talking about all day long. Could not wake up.
Wow.
Kids jumping on me, cat biting me, which is biting me right now. It's a bad little cat.
Kittens are bad.
It's a bad little kitten.
It's hard to go through that kitten stage.
Yeah. And when I got it, it was about 5 weeks old. It was too little, so it's really starting to turn into a little fuzz cat. Come here, kitty, kitty.
Yeah, my cat would keep me up at night as a kitten. I'm going, oh God, just let me sleep.
Pat and Jess just came in, said they just got up.
Do some music, shall we?
All right. Uh-oh, smoke break. Get your snacks. Bathroom.
Finish your coffee.
It's 9:22. Heat your coffee up. Be right back.
Here she is.
Lived a man of the sea, and he told us of his life in the land by Chesapeake. So we searched up on YouTube till we found this tank so clean. And we smiled, we found our way on Father Fish's fun live stream. We all love Father Fish's great live stream. He keeps his tank so clean, the plants they are so green. We all love his fluffy beard, it is so white. His eyes they are so bright, he always keeps it tight. And our friends are all aboard. Many more of them, they still snore. But they'll watch him on replay. We all love Father Fish's great live stream. His tanks they are so clean, the plants they are so green. We all love his fluffy beard, it is so white. He always keeps it tight. His eyes are so bright. As we live the life fishy. Everyone!
That is so cool. I love it, Fishy. And there's Cass.
On my way to Father Fish. He comes on in the morning every day. Add some soil, cap it with sand, then add plants. He will help you do it the right way. Add some fish, then walk away. Feed them high quality food. Live food is best. Keep it dirty, keep it all natural. I found my way back
Look
to
on the toes, he's not doing real well.
Father Fish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I find myself in times of take trouble, Father Fish, he comforts
Probably want to
me.
keep him by himself.
Speaking in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Add some sand and let it be. Father's words of wisdom, let it be. When all the broken-hearted fishes living in the tank agree, there is an answer, let it be. For though it may be cloudy, there is still a chance that they can see. There is an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Add some sand and let it be. There is an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Add some sand and let it be. Father's words of wisdom, let it be.
Thank you, ladies.
Good morning, Father Fish and all my fellow shoalmates.
Oh,
I'm sorry I can't be there.
these are back
Sorry
to
I
back.
haven't been there much. I've been having a really hard time sleeping lately. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I miss you. I miss being a part of the Father Fish show in the morning. And I'm hoping to squish this not being able to sleep shtick so I can be all back with the show soon. I miss you guys and I love you and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day, guys. And if it can't be a great day, make it one. God bless.
All right.
I saw her last night.
Yes.
I don't think she's a morning person.
Yeah. Well, she has a hard time all night long.
Last night. Yeah. What was she on? I don't remember. Something.
Kenny.
I believe that's right. Yeah, I was on there. There was another one too, I think. Yeah.
I was lurking.
We're always out there lurking somewhere.
Right.
I got the notification and started lurking. Somebody mentioned I felt bad for him. He said, I guess I won't go on Father's stream in the morning.
This is becoming a staple. Everybody's got to come by.
Because he got booted out yesterday.
I have,
and he goes, I'm not changing my name.
Really?
He's still here.
What was he before? He changed his name, though.
John Doe.
Oh, it was John Doe.
Dank Aquatics. And then it was the other one. And
then it was, he came up with a borderline. There was another guy who I think is.
There's been some on here that haven't been detected.
He's here. He's here.
How dare you?
He's just had to go back.
He's so great, though. I love him. He does help a lot of people out. He's doing a good job, but
I felt bad. He got booted.
Secret history. He's not booted. He just has to be a little more slick with his name. Hey, look here, Father Fish. I finally got it dry. This is your gin.
It was at the end.
Oh, look at that.
That's your ginseng. There was more, but we left the bucket out, and I think the German Shepherd puppy ate a bunch of ginseng.
Oh, no.
Is that wild collected?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, that's they're sending out to me.
Yep.
Kidding.
That's from the deep, rich woods fauna of Kentucky.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful
I've got some
pieces.
spots to get.
I'll try to get those in today. I've got your shirt down. I got your shirt down. It's in the box. And I'm going to put this in, and I got to get Roxanne's Subwasser
Can we see the shirt again?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, and I wanted to talk to you about that.
There's Frank waving. Wait, I've got to get it up. I haven't got it up. There we are. Didn't have it up.
Sorry. I forget sometimes.
Frank said hi, everybody.
Hi, Frank.
Hello. There's
Trying to figure out where I put the box.
We like turtles.
Did you see the
closest Wet Pets SRQ? I don't know what that is. That's the place to go. Wet Pets.
Wet Pets had a big sale. They had a big sale on yesterday.
School.
Look at that shoal. Keep it dirty.
Oh, shoal. Okay.
Right.
I like it. I think I'm done with my artwork. So if I can get that on a t-shirt, that'd be nice.
Oh, cool.
I'll try to work on that here soon.
I need to find out, like maybe Alex could help me.
That's
Frank. Hey, Frank. Did he bring in the critter?
Yeah, you want to show it?
Oh, please do.
It's not doing real well, so we may think it may not make it. But
oh no!
Let me bring the camera over.
Oh wow!
Two-tone amphibia.
And if you look, it's got feet front and back.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see them.
Right there. It's 2 feet. 2 feet.
When did you catch him? This morning?
Yes, I just got him right before I came up here. Are you showing him?
Yep, we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Aquatic Conquest says Frank is the man.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Aquatic Conquest also wonders, do they bite?
These don't. No, I got big ones. He caught
anything with a mouth.
High flow aquatics.
10 last week that were nearly 2 foot long. But
Yeah.
they were not pumas. These are pumas. What he caught last week were sirens. They're two different kinds of essentially native salamander. And they were big. They were like 8.5 foot at least. They do bite, but they don't have teeth.
Sorry.
Stream says, what is it?
It's AMPHUMIA or UMA. I don't remember. Amphuma. It's an aquatic salamander.
I'm laughing at Millions and Sons. Did you see that comment?
Yeah, I saw it. I was laughing.
Oh, God. Yeah, I quite agree. Right.
I missed a few people. Hi, Tampa Tom.
But Lee's colorblind, so the comment about multicolored socks. I don't think he could see that.
Oh, Lee, I've never done the I like turtles things into Google. I've never tried that.
I wouldn't dare.
I wouldn't do it.
No, nothing that Lee suggests that has the potential to
escape that line.
Cause embarrassment. The master of embarrassment.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Millions comment is brilliant. Million and Sons. Lee seems like the kind of gentleman who says hello, hello, hello to each of his toes individually before putting multicolored socks on them. The world is better with his kind.
Yeah.
Quite so. Quite so. Oh my.
Lee needs a dog that he can dress up.
Oh.
Mercy.
Excuse me.
Oh, here's Lee. Sue doesn't understand.
The
I like turtles comment.
That's
I told her to type, I like turtles, kid.
Oh God, no, don't do it.
I haven't tried it, so I don't know.
Don't fall for it. Did Father? No, he didn't.
Toidles. No,
I like toidles.
I don't take those kinds of dares. Rise above it. Rise above it.
I dare not take the dare. He's laughing. Oh my goodness.
Here Fishy says, I love German Shepherds. Well, I don't know how we got on German Shepherds.
Oh, my daughter, because the German Shepherd ate some of the ginseng.
Oh, okay.
She bought,
that's right.
Oh,
my memory is short.
The one in Kentucky bought a beautiful puppy. They were like $500, something like that. But of course, he worked with the guy that worked with the guy and worked with the guy. Got it for $100. But it is a quality dog. It really is nice.
I loved them when I was a kid. I was my favorite dog. I called them canines because I didn't know. I thought a German Shepherd was a canine. I think because that movie came out, Canine. Right. So I was like, oh, there's a canine. My mom would try to explain it to me, and I was like,
the canine police unit.
Just don't get it. They were always canines to me.
Oh. Let's see, I lost the...
Tell us about your Sawastern, Mary.
Oh my gosh, I've got a pile of it. I've got to send some to Roxanne.
I want some so bad.
It's such a nice plant.
My stores don't sell it.
Well, Roxanne and I are going to see how it ships. And Father Fish has told me just to keep it cool and put a good ice pack on it. And then we'll see if she gets it all right. And if she does and everything works out, then I
put it in water. Don't try to ship in water. Just put it in the bag.
In a Ziploc.
In fact, Dustin ships collapsed bags with plants.
Yeah.
Never saw that in my life. He actually He puts plants in a bag, collapses them, seals them so they can't get any air at all, and ships them out. And they're fine. I mean, they look dead, but they're fine.
Have you seen Mark? I don't remember Mark's channel, but Mark ships a wasser tang in between paper towel or like paper towels that he missed, but he doesn't soak it.
Wet. Yeah.
Just slightly damp.
Okay. Well,
maybe too damp, because then he did add quite a few spritz after he said that.
Yeah. But it's more like an algae or like a seaweed kind of plant, you know. Yeah.
I just love the look of it. I think it's amazing.
It's really neat when you get it down and it starts growing from one spot. It's kind of like the Java moss. It'll start spreading out like a little bush. It's really cool.
Well, my Java moss doesn't get bushy, so I guess you have to trim the moss. But I don't know that you have to trim the wasser tang for it to get bushy.
Yeah.
Well, it just kind of it grows exponentially. But it's a bottom plant. It's not a floating plant.
That's what I want in my foreground is some wasser tang.
That's what's really neat about it.
That's why I left that spot empty.
It's like a lettuce leaf. Chevy says yes. It's really neat. When I bought the 33 from the person on Facebook, she was like, "Do you like live plants?" And I was like, "Yes." And she came out with this big bag of it and just gave it to me. And I was like, "Whoa,
so lucky!"
That was worth the trip for the aquarium just to get the bag of some wasser tang.
Wow, yeah, no kidding, because it's like $8 for 1 ounce.
Yeah. Oh, is that how it ships?
Oh
no,
yeah.
Just kidding.
$8.
Yeah, I've got customers whose tanks are full of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get it going, they just say your water needs to be really, really clean. There's Roxanne now. We're talking about you, Roxanne.
Yeah, she comes in late.
Yes. Yeah.
9:30, 9:40 today.
Well, she's going to be the test subject that we're shipping it to.
She did a video the other day.
I want to be your second test subject.
Okay. Oh, Nicholas Grawl just said, "Oh my goodness, my first fry. Must have just found him in the tank." I just seen it, he said. Congratulations, Nicholas.
Nicholas said that he was got mystery snail babies in his 55. I'm going, was that a brackish water tank? Because I think they can only breed in brackish water.
Oh dear, what am I doing here? Hi, girl.
We're ghosts again.
It is the Father Fish Show.
How are you two?
We're doing great. How about you?
Carrying on, are we? Oh my!
We were ghosts.
I was going to say.
They're
Foxy.
candy. They're candy cane tetras. Cool.
Yeah.
Candy
I haven't heard of those.
Yeah, they kind of look like a white skirt tetra in a way, but they look just like them, only different. I'm just kidding.
They must be red.
Yeah, they have like red. If I can remember correctly, they have like red stripes on their fins or something. It's different. You'll have to explain it, Nicholas.
That sounds neat.
But that's pretty cool.
Father Fish could put a picture up, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see a
There
picture. Candy
cane.
Candy cane tetras. Sorry, I've got I'm telling you, I had a.
These don't look like maybe long fin skirts.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah. I don't know.
No,
not
Lee
quite
Wilcox.
candy cane looking. You had me all excited.
He says he's going to post the video from YouTube. Okay. Yeah, do that, Nicholas, and we can look at it.
30 seconds of your time. Lee wants 30 seconds of your time.
Do not do it, Father Fish. I think it's the I like turtles thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nicholas, you were the one that I watched the video.
Lee explained that. He reminded us of the video where the kid for Halloween was dressed up as a wolf, and he was interviewed about his costume, and he said, "I like turtles."
Yeah.
So they called him the I Like Turtle Kid. What is this? Tom has come in with a white smock. He has.
Uh-oh. Hello, Thomas.
He's wearing a lab coat. Not his look at this.
Here.
Look at this.
Oh, right.
Thomas Benevolent in his lab coat. Too cold. Way
Oh, we
cold.
can't see it.
All right.
We couldn't see it.
There
All
we
right.
The collar's up. That's the trick.
Now we need Thomas sitting in the background of your set, like looking in the microscope.
Yeah, right.
That was a tattoo.
I did too. I was like, does he have no shirt with the tattoo?
Yeah, he comes in with no shirt on.
No. That would be very Florida of me, though, just to come in without a shirt on and a lab
Yeah,
coat.
just a tattoo.
That's why we have those rules in Florida. You have to wear
Fish
a shirt.
Dreams. Fish Dreams is gonna.
Shorts. You have to wear shoes, but the shirts are
Shorts and flip flops. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they need to be plaid shorts.
I mean,
Fish Dreams
That's
wants to
close.
dress
That's
up
enough.
as a water
That'll
tank.
work.
not as, you know,
Yeah.
the lab coat with board
Yeah,
shorts.
that'll
is
work.
not-
Wow,
That'll work.
those are some neat shorts.
They're
Right.
Red Curl. I've got a lot of them.
Right.
Where do you get those shorts?
Goodwill.
I've not seen them. Where?
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Goodwill. Bella's has some of it new, but I can get them for $3 at Goodwill. So I just wait till somebody sells
Tank.
them.
I need to shop at your Goodwill.
Florida Goodwills are the best Goodwills. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
All right. Well, there's Candy Cane. Did you see it? I did it, and I took it off. Where'd it go?
poor Lee's picking on me. He said, "Up yours, Mary." 'Cause I never know what to try to expect with him.
He's in a mood today.
Every time I like am all innocent and think, "Oh, he gets me." So
Fatherfish was talking earlier, and I didn't want to interrupt him, but I'm going, does Lee need to be putting time out today?
Lee said, "I don't trust me either."
He was making some off-color remarks
Really?
a little bit ago.
All right. We're going to have to bring the hammer down here.
Karate
944.
Jesus.
I saw that tanks. Fish Dream. I heard you say Fish Dreams was going to dress up as some washer tank.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back to Foxy Fish prying her eyes open.
Chevy likes the lab coat.
I'm just happy Fatherfish has an aquarium behind him now.
Yeah.
Did you see the betta?
Needed it.
It was blurry. It was hard to see.
I like
We could
that.
try again.
Here, I got it.
What plants are those, Fatherfish?
Oh, Lord knows. That's a water wisteria.
That's what I
Top
thought.
one on the right. It's the little one growing low on the left is Amazon sword, and then the
That's a
ones
short
in the
one.
front are the dwarf sword, pygmy
Is that a
sword.
short sword? The one on the left? Is that a shorter
No,
one?
it's not. It's just it's short, but it's not permanently short. It's
Yeah.
a big one that died back, and this is second growth.
How much? Okay, I'm going to ask. How much soil do you have in there?
I actually started with about 6 inches of sand, and Fatherfish said I was taking the joke a little too far. So I went back to about 2 inches of sand with 1 inch of soil.
Is that your tank? Did you set it up, Thomas?
I just put the sand in it for Fatherfish.
Yeah, he said it up. Thomas said it
Okay,
up.
I had to ask. How much soil? How much sand?
I did 1 inch of sand, 2 inches of, or sorry,
No, you
1 inch
did.
of soil, 2
1
inches
inch
of
of soil,
sand.
2 inches of sand.
It looks like half an inch of soil.
I know it looks like less, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's actually an inch in there.
you can
And
kind of
what's
see
in
it.
your soil? What soil did you use?
I used a mixture of peat moss and then potting soil, and that was it.
I think all I did was peat and potting.
What? No additives?
You know, I did put a little bit of your, like the little dehydrated flour stuff in there.
Oh,
Not
all
exactly
right.
sure what that was.
Yeah.
Looked like a fertilizer, but I didn't want anything that would be coming up through the sand. I wanted it to stay pretty clean.
See, he's still
Just add
pretty
more
chicken
sand.
about it.
Just add more
Yeah.
sand.
He's still
Okay, what
cowardly.
kind of light is on there?
Oh, it's a
Listen,
2-cell LED. It's exactly what you want for growing your. Oh, 3-cell. Sorry, it's a 3-cell. That's 3 whole LEDs.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all.
No, that's not enough.
0.25.
We got the big light right on it, which is helping out a lot, though.
Yeah.
So it's getting enough light.
Okay. Okay. All questions answered.
It's funny. The wisteria is just trying to grow over the light.
Right.
I hate it when I watch videos and people do not name the plants. I hate that. Like, what is that plant right there?
Yeah,
and then they'll name all around that
growing,
plant.
and we got some other.
And I'm like, what's that one?
They're like me. They don't know what they got. I just got a bunch of plants and they're growing.
They're
But there'll
called
be one plant that I see that I like, and they won't name that
Right.
one. Going, what is that one?
I have customers that refer to them as weeds. I'd like some weeds.
Are you selling weed?
A bunch of weeds. Right.
I love that sword.
I need the same kind of weed you gave me the last time because my turtle really liked it.
If anybody says that, they're getting a handful of something, and they're going to be happy with it.
I did try to talk to my hairdresser about planted aquariums, and I'm going, oh Lord, she knows nothing about it. So how do I go about explaining planted aquariums?
It is a koi plaquette, isn't it, Father Fish, in your tank?
Koi plaquette, yes, it is.
Yeah. Cynthia asked.
So I explained that a planted aquarium is an aquarium with plants and not planted plants.
I can't do it.
Here, Fishy is wild.
Look at him. Just going at it.
Here, Fishy wants to know if Thomas makes house calls.
What's that?
Yes, actually. Yes.
I didn't even catch that one.
Yeah, Fishy wants to know if you make house calls.
I do, yes,
Here,
absolutely.
Fishy. Here, Fishy.
$75 an hour, just let me know.
Yeah, you bet.
What will you do, Thomas? You're like setting yourself up for trouble.
It is what it is.
Well, if Thomas came to my house, he'd be looking at a betta with a big bulge on its head that needs to be lanced.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Is it a tumor?
I know it.
Yeah,
it's bad, Thomas.
It's a wet tumor. It's a buildup
like
of
dead skin cells underneath.
No, it's not. It's like like pus, like a buildup of fluid.
Yeah.
Abolish farms that don't cut into his business. I don't think that's happening.
Just all the dead skin keeps building up.
It's not that dead skin. No, it's a fluid buildup.
Yeah. It looks like it almost looks like a blister.
And it just came out, like a blister.
It's like a blister.
Poured out.
You might have to get whatever's in there that's causing it out.
Well, we kind of thought about that. Yeah. And that would probably kill the animal.
Unfortunately, yeah. We don't really have microsurgery.
Yeah, I don't know that it cyst.
Some kind of something.
It could be like an infection that's just causing it to like pool underneath the skin. It's not blood. You said it's definitely pus.
Yeah. No, well, it's just like fluid, like you know. And it's gotten down into his face now, like all around his gill, under his eye. Everything's all inflamed and yuck.
I think you just need to poke it with a needle.
Yeah. It sounds like all you can do is
just drain it. I think if we keep it drained, that's probably the best thing we can do. Because that's what you did before. We had her on a video a couple of months ago. And
we tried to get on video.
And it drained out instantly. It was clear instantly.
Yeah.
And now it's come back. So just keep lancing it. But let's bring it on tomorrow. We'll do it.
Okay.
After you lance it, keep it isolated in a hospital tank and see what happens.
Well, it's by itself.
That's all you
really
can do.
It just keeps coming back.
Yep.
There's no way to really capture the fluid and culture it either.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Could I collect it somehow? I don't have any kind of preservatives or whatever you would use, but could it be put onto a slide and looked at? I don't know.
You'd have to dye it.
Yeah.
And it's probably nothing but fluid. So it really would not tell you anything.
The only thing you're going to learn from it is basically what it smells like, if that makes sense.
You put it on
it makes sense. I was a vet technician for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can draw it out in a syringe and look at it. I mean, it'd be the same as lancing it, but I don't know.
Right.
Other than this, you might be able to culture it, but I don't think.
Oh,
it's
look at this! Look at this! Greg's coming in with plants. That's gorgeous ponytail. That is pretty.
Now that's a crew right there. Frank, Thomas, and Father Fish.
Yeah. Thomas needs to move closer to Father Fish.
What's that?
What's he got down here? I
think he's got some more.
I didn't hear it. Nice.
Is that yucca?
No, it's not. It's what's that called? What is that called? Airplane.
Is it an airplane?
It's an airplane.
Oh, that was a big. Yeah,
This
where is Stephen?
Yesterday, we were gonna buy this.
Does he come in during the week anymore?
No,
I saw him over the week. He was here yesterday, wasn't he, or day before?
I think he's home. That's
Probably not yesterday. I don't know.
He's home with his son, I think. Jacob's coat. Joseph's coat.
Joseph's coat's of many colors.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. What's that?
That is a.
You might have to tell
That
us
is
what
a
those are.
Dracaena. Take a Dracaena.
A Dracaena.
That's
They're talking about 6-packs over here. I don't know why.
All that.
I'm laughing about Lee saying he had a 1-pack full of 6-packs.
Right.
T-Bone says he's got a keg.
That's also
Oh, nice.
Lee probably had a 6-pack at one time.
Didn't we all?
Didn't we all?
I wonder, is that just genetics? Some of us never get them. Even if we try.
I do think you have to work at it a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. But I think some people get it naturally.
Oh,
Okay, you're at 9:54.
yeah, we need to give up this madness.
The madness. Just madness. Monday morning madness.
Monday morning
We've had-
madness.
We've had fun, though.
Let's do a tune or two. Let's see.
It's got to show that before we take off here.
Oh, it's a
We're
little
done.
nugget.
Oh, look at
Lord
that.
Dunlap thinks it's a
There's a lot of light
staff
going on.
assistant, probably has staff.
Is that a little spider?
Yeah,
No, it's dirt.
It's just dirt.
that's why I'm wondering if I should do some antibiotics with it this time.
Looked like
It's
a
never got
spider.
down in the face like it was, like it is this time. That's really pretty.
Come on. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm doing.
10-pack.
I'm trying.
1,000 sit-ups. Did you take breaks during those? Okay, so my question is, when you do your sit-ups and you're like, you got a goal, because I try to do 100, but I
When you
take breaks
do-
after every 20. And then I try to make my breaks
Actually starting to
shorter.
Roxanne said we have to start the stream over again because she just got here.
Really?
No.
All right, what shall we play? I think we need to play the original here. If it'll come up.
Hello, Mary.
Hello,
Mary.
There he is.
One out. Let's talk about fish, baby.
That's us.
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that
I'm doing the
can
lead
be.
dance.
Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about
That's
fish.
right.
Let's talk about fish.
Here comes our favorite part.
Uh-oh.
Wait. I can see
Yeah,
Father Fish.
Father Fish really gets into
Let's
it.
talk about baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. 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 Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Yeah.
I think that one will be.
Like that.
That'll do just fine.
Mercy. All right,
you all.
people. We'll go off with it. We'll go off with the theme song.
I can see what I think.
Have a great day, Father Fish, and everyone.
Happy birthday.
Mary, how am I supposed to get with you?
Somebody's calling me.
Oh, she left. All right, I'll leave. Bye.
Bye, Cassie. Everybody's gone. Bye, all.
More. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Hello.
Instrumental break.